Unfortunately, Islam is going through a time where a lot of our terms are being misappropriated.
The way that jihad is perceived these days is front page of the newspaper, some guy with a machine gun and holding their finger up and an Islamic flag in the background. Jihad's interpretation now is holy war, especially amongst non-Muslims, and probably a lot of Muslims as well, unfortunately. And that's just completely wrong.
And jihad is a struggle, and that struggle can take many forms. Part of that is your internal struggle. So that struggle in your day-to-day affairs, in your life, overcoming obstacles and challenges, making sure to maintain your Islamic identity.
Treating their parents well, looking after their neighbours, looking after the disenfranchised and making sure they're well, spending one's money in the right way.
Everyone is tested in different ways. And when you try and live your life and overcome that struggle, that's actually the greater jihad. The greatest jihad is the jihad against your own desires and your own issues that you're dealing with.
So basically what that means is getting out of one's comfort zone and challenging oneself and trying to better oneself. What one did yesterday is good and we're grateful for that, yet one strives today to do better than what one did yesterday. The point is to become as good a human being as one can possibly be, and we believe that's exemplified in the character and the disposition of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. If there is a war, if there is self-defense necessary, there are rules as to who can call, and it's not even called the jihad, it's qital. There's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran mentions qital different to jihad. So qital is warring and it's fighting, and so fighting has to be done in a particular way. We can't kill innocent people, we can't kill women and children, we can't kill monks, we can't destroy churches and places of worship. And it's always a last resort. And even in the Quran it says that if you can avoid it, you should avoid it at all costs. Don't be eager, the verse says, don't be eager, even if you're lined up on the battlefield, don't be eager to be engaged in war, because it's destructive.
These days we need to understand that things are not always as they seem. And you might look at something and you might see a very small picture and you say, okay, this seems like a good cause for me to participate in. You're not seeing the full picture. And so you might be going and sacrificing your life for a bad cause.
So the reason why people would simplify such a complex concept as jihad would be for personal gain. And that's why people manipulate anything really. People want either money, they want power, they want popularity, they want to control people. They've got some ulterior agenda and they use whatever means they can to get what they want. And religion is a huge motivating factor. So people use it, whether it's Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever it may be. People use it because it's close to other people's hearts and people have that strong faith and belief in it, and it pushes people to action.
So in this day and age for a Muslim to practice jihad, it's very easy. It's actually a huge reward, can be easily attained because Islam is seen in such a negative light in the mass media. You going out there and being the most professional person in your job, being the best student at school, being the best neighbour to your neighbour, especially if they're non-Muslim, the best friend to your friend, the person that people turn to and trust as someone that has high integrity and high morals. That can be the greatest jihad that you can do to change the perception, the negative perception of Islam and Muslims in Australia and in the Western world.